Hey guys, Ruminating here, back with another Christmas review. Yes, right, it's coming increasingly closer to the big day. We are literally just over a week away, so maybe I can squeeze in one or two more reviews until then. But for now, I have just got done watching Love Actually. This has obviously become something of a modern day Christmas viewing staple, but I've never actually seen it before. This is actually my first time watching it. I bought the Blu-ray with the intent of obviously watching it this Christmas and hopefully many more Christmases to come. But do I love it actually? Let's find out. So Love Actually is set in London in the weeks leading up to Christmas, and the film tells 10 separate stories all around one central theme. Yep, love. The highs, the lows, the newly blossoming, the long cocoon, because as Wet 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 so eloquently puts it, love is all around. So as I said earlier, this has become a modern day Christmas staple. It's become like essential viewing every Christmas, and I'm gonna be honest, I absolutely can see why. I actually had a surprisingly good time watching this. I put a as you can tell, I put a great big smile on my face, and it's just so much fun. Like obviously, sure there are a couple of the storylines that you know that are lovely and entertaining, but are kind of undercooked in comparison to some of the best stories the film has to offer. And yes, you do at times have to sort of rely on that rom-com like suspension of disbelief, because rom-coms operate on a unique logic, but it's mostly just big fat feel good Christmas fun, and a great time watching it. The first off, the film is very very funny. There are tons of really good jokes that actually got quite a lot of hearty chuckles out of me. Yeah, you could probably even call them laughs, because there's the gags here are surprisingly clever, and despite the fact that it's a Christmas rom-com, it has a surprising amount of like edge to it in terms of some of the jokes on offer here. There's plenty of jokes about, like, obviously about sex, and there's plenty of swearing, and there is a joke early on with Hugh Grant about that. So that made for a real nice change of pace from the really overly schmaltzy Christmas time rom coms. Obviously, it leans into that a little, but it's just so infectious. You just can't help but smile. And for the couple of storylines that are maybe kind of underdeveloped, there are several that were really engaging, and I was really invested in and felt incredibly fleshed out. My particular favourites being Hugh Grant as the Prime Minister, kind of developing feelings for one of the house staff at number 10. I thought that was a really lovely little thread. Hugh Grant, obviously bringing that Hugh Grant just level charisma, and and in fact, I actually think he could probably run the country better than half the clowns in the real number 10 at the moment. So, and yeah, the scene, the iconic scene of him having his little dance around the halls of number 10 is of course super funny. I also really love the thread in which Liam Neeson plays a widower named Daniel, who helps his stepson Sam get the girl in his class he has a crush on. Uh, it's Liam Neeson, so there's hard not to like. I really loved the bond he shared with Sam, played in the film by Thomas Brodie Sangster, and the payoff to to Daniel's teachings to Sam is just wonderful, and it even has a little hint of self-awareness about the tropes of the movies, which is kind of unexpected. I'd say another favorite of mine, and one that was actually surprisingly touching and gave this film real strong emotional heartbeat, was one in which Emma Thompson plays a woman whose husband, played by Alan Rickman, may be having an affair. It's incredibly touching, and I was incredibly invested in it, and Emma Thompson and Alan Rickman both sell it wonderfully, and for all this emotional weight, it does feature an incredibly funny scene. Yes, you know the one where Alan Rickman is at the jewelry shop, and he's looking over his shoulder. Then he chances his wife, will come back, to him, and and there's this jeweler played by Rowan Atkinson who is wasting time doing this overly elaborate gift wrapping when Alan Rickman just wants it simple and quick, so he's done before his wife gets back. And yeah, that gag is paid off towards the end at the airport. It's just wonderful. There's also a really good soundtrack as well. Obviously, sort of the unofficial theme song of the film is the Wet 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 song, which actually does have a variation in the film called Christmas Is All Around, and which is very jokingly played as a really crappy, desperate sellout song to become Christmas #1, and that whole thread with Bill Nye as a washed up pop star desperately trying to get the Christmas #1 was super funny. And obviously, it's very warmly shot, as you expect for a rom-com. Obviously, I'm not looking for technical innovation here. This isn't Avatar: The Way of Water, which I will be seeing this weekend. But it's warmly shot. Obviously a fair amount of technical competence, and and it's just yeah, I've not really got too much more to say about Love Actually. I really, really enjoyed it. It's just a lovely, feel-good Christmas rom-com that absolutely put a huge big smile on my face. Absolutely, I will be watching it again next Christmas. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. So yeah, let me know down in the comments, have you seen Love Actually? What did you think of it? Is it a Christmas staple to you? And what was your favourite storyline in the film? Let me know all that down in the comments. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. Don't forget the subscribe button if you're new. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.